Okay guys, this time it's issues 21 and 22 and carrying on with that Triceratops head. Let's get into the build. Okay guys, so getting started with number 21, we need to take the chains. I just lay them out. We've got a big ring end and a small ring end. That's nice. That's nice. I mean, we didn't even have this on the original Megazord. Those horns just clipped in and that was it. So, let's have a look. We've got horns here. This is marked as, get it just right. Can you see L2 there? If I pick this one up, then you've got L1. Now, these are just pegs, so if I can remember where I put it, I'm going to actually use my super glue again. So, this chain will come along and it will hook over the bottom peg and then out through there. So that is the left one. Oops. Hook that over. We're going to do the same thing with the right one. So that's labelled R1 and R2. So if I just pop that onto there, get that lined up, that one is lined up, and now I'll just add some glue to the pegs and put them together. So this is the left one, and I'll put some glue on and I'm going to just slide that into place here, and they do feel, yeah, see it's clipping in, so it seems like there should be enough bites, but I'm just adding that little drop of glue just to be on the safe side, just to make sure nothing comes out. And I'll just do a little drop more on this one. Again, just a drop on each one because it doesn't need much. Of course, you really do not want to risk getting, yeah, I don't know if you heard that click, but yeah, you don't want to risk getting any super glue on the outside of these because that will absolutely ruin it. So next, it looks like I want one of, is it this piece? Okay, so next I'm going to be wanting to bring back the head, and then I will be taking this piece and screwing it in somewhere. I think, yes, there we go. So it's going to go in just up here. You've got a little screw hole just around the corner, around the curve there, and that will just slide in, making sure you don't pinch the power cable, the cable for the LED, and you can just get it in there and then line up the hole. And then you want to take one of your black screws and screw it in. And I've got a super glue tube stuck to my arm. Yeah.
A few moments later.
Right, so I want to get Right, we've got 2 screws, so we've got some flanged heads, and here we go. So here's one of the normal screws. If I can just line that up nicely in there, then I will be able to screw it in, and my guess is this is going to be the trough that's going to hold the chain when it's all together. Right, that's lined up. Come on, get in there. There we go, got it. So that is now in there, and then we'll do the same for the other side. So again, making sure that the cable for the LED is well out of the way. Try and get one single screw. Why we couldn't have put these parts on before putting the 2 halves together, I don't know. Or even before putting these plastic mounts into the metal pieces. Okay, I'll say this, you'll see that I think I've done it a little bit too tight because the plastic has actually turned white there. So I'm just going to loosen it up just a little bit. But yeah, do not do it up too tight. So obviously that is a little bit of a weak point there. But being inside, hopefully that won't matter too much. So next we'll take this, which will go, I think, well, and then yeah, so that looks like it's going to go there. And we need another 2 of these black screws. And they get attached just here. So one's in. And the plus side of this is that this is another piece that's going to be stabilising these 2 halves, because at the moment it's only connected down the end there, and it looks like that's already getting a bit of strain because it's gone a little bit white. So having an extra anchor point for 2 halves can only be a good thing. Right, is that actually, it's not even going in. Right, come on, line up. Line up, you bugger. There, I think that's got it. Yep, there we go. So, that is now creating an extra bridging point, so that's helping that part on the nose. And now, we're going to take these parts of the chain and use these screws with the wider heads and put them in these holes on the piece we've just put in. Obviously you want to put that in just enough that it will secure the chain, because obviously that will then come down into that little reservoir and sit nice. Oh, that looks so nice. That looks nice. Okay, let's get the other one on before I become completely distracted of how beautiful these horns look. So, there we go. That's that piece hooked on. screw that in. Oh no. The chain has just come apart. So just squashing it back together, and hopefully it won't come apart this time. Whew. I thought I'd really messed up for a second there, but pay attention to when you're doing your screws, people, and try and make sure that wherever that join is going to be hidden under the screw, so hopefully that will help it hold in place. And then this chain can just like that, and the horn will sit there. Okay, that one feels a little bit looser. Okay, that's better. Well, I'll just let the chain go everywhere. Right, so that's there, right. But apparently I don't do that yet. I don't put this in. So take this out, and this comes next, and this goes. It's really difficult to see because there's a little notch in it there. Okay, so I'm not sure if you can see on the piece that on the bit of instructions there, but the notch will go at the top. So this now comes in here. It's quite a tight fit, which is good, I guess, I think. Right, come on, get in there. Come on. There we go. So you might need to try and put just the smallest amount of force to push it outwards a little bit to get that in. And then one more screw straight down the middle. So that then creates your little bridge. Then we lower these down. Chain goes in nicely, and the horns, well, one seems to go in a bit better than the other. There we go. Get the angle just right, and it will slot in. A little bit of wiggle, but other than that. Be careful with how you move the Triceratops head, because that will, at the moment, potentially make the chains fall out. But we still have this at the back, but all this goodness at the front is just looking so good. Again, be careful, because as you can see, just at the front there is some whitening of the plastic. So that has had a bit of strain. I don't know if that's because it's been pulled or bent, but until you get this piece in here, like creating a nice bridge there, just be very careful of that bit, because that is the only thing holding the front together there. Right, now for the next issue. Okay, so we're on issue 22 now. And we are going to need to take this piece and this piece. Just put these together. So we've got this rounder end is coming in here. Wait, that can't be right. That's what it says. Okay. So it goes in this side. So it won't fit in that side, but it will fit in that side. And it looks like, yeah, that's the way around it needs to go. So 2 seconds while I go find something really hard to push this against. Okay, managed it. That's actually really tight. Hopefully I've got this in far enough. I've got that whole bolt sticking out like it shows in the instructions. There's still a bit poking through here, so I hope that's going to be okay. Obviously we'll find out in a second. But we've got this piece which goes that way, and this will stick in there, and then we've got this piece which comes like so. I want to have that like that. I'll use that to try and push a little bit more. Maybe that'll help push it in, I don't know. So I want to try and see if that'll go through a little bit more. Okay, I'm not sure if I've done any good there or not, but it doesn't really stay there, so that goes like that. So that's going to be like that. The next thing is the battery. Now I'm going to go and grab one of the new batteries because this is an old one. However, I mean, I say that about the batteries because obviously Fanhome have been providing new batteries. The one I used in the Mastodon is one of the original batteries. Yet it seems to work perfectly fine. It was dead when I plugged it in to check it, but it charged up. I only charged it for a few minutes before I then left it overnight, because obviously I'd done the super gluing on the tusks and I just wanted to make sure that everything was dry before I carried on with the next part. And okay, so that's literally gonna brace the battery, I guess, and this is all going to come up against here. Let's get the screws out, get rid of that. So battery is going to go here by the looks of it. So this will go, no, how will that go? Oh no, it goes like that. So it goes that way. So that goes there. This will go through there. And this will be that side, so that then holds that in. Everything on there, it all sits just on some little pegs. Well, not even pegs, they're just sort of notches or outdents. They're not really indents, they're outdents. The battery is wedged in there with the cable going down. This piece will then pin that battery in place where it's against that. Obviously the foam bit's going to hold it securely, and I need to get these screws out. So let's get these screws out. Oh, We've got a lot of them. So, put this bit back together, because that needs to stay in one piece. Right, so, we just place these into place. Just a little half twist on each one. I do the diagonals, that will help hold it in place. And it also means that one of each then has just a grounding point. Now, for those of you interested in Sentai trivia, the Blue Ranger was actually called Dan. And they were all the Rangers were princes, princesses, or like the best warriors of their tribes. And the Dinozords, or guardian beasts as the Rangers called them. So that's got a little bit of give there. Right, let me just turn the page. Okay, so all this actually is now going to go straight onto the back of here. Oh, very nice. Oh yes, that looks good. Right, let's make sure none of these cables are getting caught, because that would not be good at this stage. Got 3 cables hanging down, and then we have 4 screw holes to make sure this sits in here nice and securely. But yes, as I was about to say, the guardian beasts, which is what they called the dinosaurs, were actually the dinosaur gods. The Rangers were actually from 170 million years ago, back when humans and dinosaurs lived on the earth together. And even more amusing, Bandora, Rita Repulsa, was known as Bandora. She's the evil witch Bandora. She sold her soul to Great Satan because her son went and messed with some dinosaur eggs. And the dinosaur mummy got very angry and chased after him, to the point where he went and fell off a cliff. And the Queen was so overwrought with grief and anger that she decided she hated all dinosaurs from then on. And that's not in. That's why that's just spinning there. Why is that not in? Why is that one not? There we go. Clicked into place there. Just wondering, because there's a bit of a gap there. And there goes the horn. But yeah, she sold her soul to the devil, to Great Satan, in order for the power to wipe out the dinosaurs, because one of them killed her son after he wiped out its eggs. So yeah, but yeah, these guardian beasts were basically the gods of the different tribes. Get in there. So there we go. It's just going to sit there. We've got 3 cables coming out the bottom, and we have a mostly complete Triceratops head, which I think will actually be completed in the next video. I'll see you next time.